I landed up at Balaji Studios n number of times, being sent back by the security guard saying, "Nahi, not allowed." And casting agent के पास, I think for every actor it is very important to first and foremost be aware of his or her minus and plus points. Like I was very aware that I can never be a hero in my life. So I think what I believed in was true. Now acting chases me. I get phone calls from people who say, "Do you want to act in television?" And I'm saying no. I thought there'll never be a day. But I would say no to acting.
This is Sandeep Sikand. I'm not in television. Is as much as I would say. In that, it's part of the session to know something of your journey, you know, where you're from and how you got into television, and then of course more personally what your work is. And as far as possible, especially from an actor's perspective, since these are actors.
Okay. Beginning for the first time, so let's keep it very informal. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Sandeep Sikand. I've been in television for about 2002 till now, so about six and a half years, nearly 7 years now in television. As Barry sir said, that I should start my journey, which is honestly pretty interesting. There are a lot of actors who come to me and speak to me about getting into television or getting into acting, and I very honestly cite my example. Because I don't know how many of you all know here, but I started my career as a garment export businessman. I had a full-fledged garment export business coming. I did that for 11 full years. And I started off at the age of about 17 when I was still in college, and a very typical question that's an Indian name. Yeah, very much in Mumbai. I'm a Thana born and brought up Mumbai boy, not from Delhi. So, because I think everybody from Delhi is in Bombay now, so I don't know who's there in Delhi, but anyway, so as a usual college going kid, you know, you always have this thing that what do you do in the future, what am I going to do? So I set up this garment export business, and touchwood, it ran pretty well for about good 11 years. And one fine day, literally one fine day, I just woke up saying that I can't do this anymore because I can't be a businessman. I can't be sitting on my office desk and making invoices and looking at garments and fashion, and I can't do it. And I've always been an actor, done a lot of theatre in school and college, been in debates, elocution competitions. I mean, I'm sure all of you all have had all these experiences where school and college is concerned. So I wanted to make a career out of it. I said, I want to become an actor. When I looked at myself in the mirror with the amount of hair I had and the amount of body weight I had, I said, no chance, I'm not becoming an actor from any angle. Nobody's going to sign me as a hero, so that's out of the question. So the next best option was, okay, I'll become a supporting actor. I will do character roles. That was the time when television had just about started. Things had just about started moving in television. Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki and all had just about, like, television scene was changing. And I used to see Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki and all, and I would be very happy. I said, only if Ekta would sign me as one of the chacha or the bade bhaiya, I'll be very happy. People will recognize me on the road, they'll take my autograph, life will be set. That's what I think all of us think about. And I started that entire thing, and honestly, in 10 days I was bored. Because nobody was entertaining me, I didn't have a portfolio, I didn't have pictures, I didn't have anything. So I said, okay, I'll do the next best thing, I will set up my own company. Because, you know, once that thing of becoming an actor goes into you, it just doesn't come out. I will make my own company. So I set up my own company called Masquerades, which is on till today. And trying to do something which requires very little money, but would give me the kind of name and fame that I wanted, was theatre. So I set up a theatre company called Masquerade, and I produced my first play. It was called Ask What Father Says, which is an adaptation of Neil Salmon, a very good comedy called Come Blow Your Horn. And I decided to get the best names involved in the media line, and I said I will make my own play. I will produce and direct the play myself. And I had a Sameer Soni, the late Nafisa Joseph, there was Tanas Kareem, there was Daisy Rani, we all did that play together. And trying to take advantage of being the producer, I said even I want to act in it. And I played an important role in the play. Well, I was lucky, call it beginner's luck, the play was a huge success. And that motivated me in doing more plays. And I went on to produce 3 other plays, but as I said, let's keep this very casual. The keeda of being an actor was always there. Nahi acting karni hai, actor banna hai. So Now, obviously, since I met a Tanaz and I met a Sameer, I knew I needed a portfolio, I needed pictures, and I had to, portray myself in a particular manner. And doing all this, I landed up at Balaji Studios n number of times being sent back by the security guard saying, "Nahi, not allowed," and casting agent ke paas everything that probably all of you have gone through, or every newcomer goes through, went through the entire thing. And one fine day I just said, probably acting is not meant for me. And it is very heartbreaking for an actor to feel that, okay, fine, I'm probably not going to make it as an actor and I will not get the chance. The difference in me was, which I, as I said, psyched to a lot of actors, was I took it in my stride and I said, I just felt that if I'm going to chase a dream, and if it's not, the more I'm going to chase it, it's going to evade me. So let me chuck my dream on the side. Who knows, it might come back to me. And I just went full on into theatre. I did plays for other producers. And one fine day, I got a call from Balaji Telefilms saying that we would like to meet you. I was kicked. I said, I am becoming an actor. I was set. When I went there to meet somebody, they said, we've seen your play, your producer director, we want you to be a creative head. I had no idea what it meant. I said, "Theek hai." Very honestly, my entire idea was I will be in front of Ekta's eyes. She's casting all the time. Kahin na kahin, I will become the chacha or something. I will get my. So I said, this opportunity I want to let go. They asked me, do you know what a creative head does? I said, yes, I know. I knew jack shit. I said, no, I know. I'll do it. And I was very nervous. Luckily, there was a friend working there called Ekta Bari. And I went to her and I said, listen, I don't know what to do. I've just said yes because I want to act. So now please help me out because I really don't know what to do. So my deal was 6 months no pay. I was fine. 6 months training as an associate creative. I said fine. After 6 months we'll see how good or bad you are. I said perfect. Works fine. My anxiety was, when does Ekta Kapoor come to office? Because I wanted her to see me because I'm an actor. Please see me and cast me. Very clear. Anyways, my first day involved reading scripts, which I read the entire day. And Ekta told me, Ekta Bari, that I'm going to finalize an episode of Kusum. Just go to the editing and see what's it all about. And she asked me whether I knew what editing is. I said I have no clue what it meant. I just knew editing meant a lot of cutting and chopping. You just cut, chopped, and you threw things away. Because you always read newspapers, you read magazines where actors said, "Mera role cut kiya," and the role went off in the editing table. My information about this line was exactly whatever I read in movie magazines and what I read in gossip columns. That's it. I had no clue what it was. I went to the edit and there was an episode of Kusum going on, and I just thought it was very long and boring. There were too many zooms and there was too much jip happening, and also I started telling the editor, "Aap ye kaat sakte ho, aap ye kaat sakte ho," and the editor didn't know who the hell I was. Since I was the associate creative head, they said, "Ha." So he cut one scene. I thought it was very boring, I thought it was very long, I thought Kusum was crying too much, so I just chop. And it was a 30-minute episode which I made into 24 minutes. And then Ekta Bari came into the editing room, and she told the editor, "Okay, chalo final karte episode." So the editor looked at her and said, "No, inhone kar diya final." So she looked at me, she said, you don't know anything about editing." I said, "No, I don't, I just chopped off whatever I didn't like." And she said, "Well, let me see the episode." She saw the episode. She said, "We finalized an episode." And I had no idea what it was. I said, "Great." So means I am creative head. So she said, "No, give me some time." She wanted to understand my script sense and all. And within 2 days, she took me to Shobha Aunty and she said, "This boy knows his job. Just give him a show." And honestly, that was very shocking for me because I honestly did not know my job. I still today, when I sit on the edit machine, I don't know technical terms. I don't know anything. I just go by my gut instincts. If I find a scene boring, I cut it off. If I find a scene long, I say chop it off. I just go. I don't know technical terms and nothing. And within a week, I had my own show in Balaji, which was called Kayamat, which was a show on Doordarshan, which ran extremely well because what I went by was a gut feeling. I went by what I felt was nice. I went by what I liked. I tried to make the show as I would like to see a show. But down the line, I also learned a very important lesson was the kind of medium I'm working in. Television is a mass medium. I may watch a Steven Spielberg film at home. I may watch Israeli films and I may watch Italian films and I may go to a theatre and watch those and I think, "Oh, it's a brilliant film." But when I am catering to the masses, I need to understand what the masses want. It is very, very different. A lot of times it happens that we go and watch movies in theatres and we think, "Oh, it's a great film, it's an excellent film," and we realize the film is flop. and we don't have an answer to it. Like, "Hey, achhi film mein flop kyun?" It's because the kind of audience that we are catering to, the kind of people we are catering to is very, very important. So that's another part of the conversation which I'll come to later. But finishing off the first one, this is my journey into television, and I've survived 7 years. I've had some disastrous times, I've had some amazing times, I've had some not such good times, and I think that's a part and parcel of life where you see ups, you see downs. But the point is, what I'm trying to get across over here is that I think for every actor it is very important to first and foremost be aware of his or her minus and plus points. Like, I was very aware that I can never be a hero in my life. When I see Vinay Pathak and I see good talents, okay, maybe there's a hope, but the point being, at those times, I'm 36 years old today, so at those times, you needed to have a six-pack, muscles, and you had to have all these rippling biceps and all, you still need to do it, which I have never entered the gym in my whole life, so I won't even do it. So the whole idea is an actor needs to know where does he stand, and it's very important. What I feel is to have a dream. Please dream. Please dream of being actors. Please dream of being superstars. Please dream of being Shah Rukh Khan. Please dream. But the point is that if some dreams do not get fulfilled, you do not need to lose hope. There's a lot one can do in acting. There is huge in today's times. I mean, the acting arena has opened up. It's opened up huge. So I think there's scope for everybody to do something. I'm not trying to put anybody's spirits down. I think if you're actors, they are great. It's fantastic. But at the end of the day, one also has to see that your kitchen fire is burning. You have to be very practical. After joining Balaji, I did acting. I did a lot of acting. I acted in 3 soaps of Ekta. I did a film. There's a film of mine releasing in January. So I think what I believed in was true. Now acting chases me. I get phone calls from people who say, "Do you want to act television?" And I'm saying no. I thought there'll never be a day where I would say no to acting. I said, "No, I won't act." But what I sincerely and truly love, and I still do, is theatre very, very sincerely. And I think tomorrow, all of you all may become great entrepreneurs, be great actors, be whatever you want to be. Don't ever leave theatre, because I think theatre is one of the most fabulous, the most inspiring, the most excellent and the best medium for any actor. I mean, when you go up on stage, when you stand there and you say a line, which you probably said 35,000 times in your rehearsals, but if you stand there in front of a live audience and say a line, and the audience gives an applause, that's the greatest high. Honestly, I don't think all the Mihirs and Tulsis and Parvatis and Barneys of the world can match up to that moment when you're on theatre and you've said a line and the audience has reacted by either laughing or giving you an applause. That kick, no one will get. So honestly, I've said this before because I've spoken to a small group for this in a school. They always said, don't ever leave theatre. Like, I just went for an audition of a play called The Alchemist. I know the producer very well, I know everybody, but I did go for an audition. I went through a normal routine. I don't know whether I'll get the role also, but the very fact that you could be given a script and just perform impromptu is fantastic. So, not coming back to what I am here for. That's my journey, and whatever you want to ask me about television, how television is, how does it function, how as actors you want to get into television, how do you live, please feel free to ask me. We have to answer your questions.
There's a general perception, which is Bollywood industry stop being an actor after a certain time, to stagnate your growth as an actor, and and it's a good application to the industry. It becomes bad after some time. It's the way the fun was there and he said the same thing. How do you?
No, I agree. I agree with this fully. Because you see what? Television in India is very different from television abroad. Okay? In India, I think the basic problem, I'll be very honest and candid about it, the basic problem with our entertainment industry in India is it's not held by creative people. You have a lot of corporates, you have a lot of business people. Like, it's not tomorrow, if I want to make money, I will say TV company full. It is, what's the English word? It's like, when you see a herd of sheep going in one direction, you see all of them going in that direction. That is what the Indian entertainment industry is all about. I remember when I was a kid, there was a movie called Nagina with Sridevi, which was a huge hit. After that, you had pretty nuggets coming out from the goddamn drain pipe. You had Rache Nugget, you had every heroine had become a nugget. Why? Because, okay, एक formula चलता है, so you want to all go and make those things. That's exactly what's happening in television today. Ekta started with Saas Bahu, and today, damn it, every damn show looks like another Saas Bahu. the fact is that this industry it runs like this. So what happens is that actors, when they become, what works also in TV is your character. Like when I just spoke, I did not say Smriti and I did not say Sakshi Kanwar because I don't know how many of you all know them. But I said Tulsi and I said Parvati because all of you all know who they are. What happens in TV is your actor becomes a character. And television in India, as I said, is like a routine job. It's like going to the set at 9 o'clock in the morning, getting the same scene over and over again, and going home at 10 o'clock in the night. It's like going to an office. So I very sincerely believe that television has stopped being creative very long back. And yes, an actor does get stagnant because what does an actor mean? An actor means a person who can portray different characters. You play a killer somewhere, you play a beggar somewhere, you play whatever. I mean, there are different characters, but in television you get slotted in that one particular character. Yes, your bank balance goes up like no one's business. That's very, very clear. But as a person, as an actor, you definitely tend to stagnate because you're doing the same thing over and over again. As simple today, Barry Sir would have called 6 people on television this entire week of talking. What? Because at the end of it, everybody's speaking the same thing. To tell also that, listen, so can we get somebody else? I mean, we need to reinvent. Every actor is reinventing. Television does not give that scope right now. I'm very honest because you are playing Parvati, you are crying, you are sobbing, you're doing that over and over again. A lot of effort is made to make that interesting. A lot of effort goes in. I mean, when you see a scene where Parvati is probably crying or any character is just crying, a huge process is gone to make her cry. Like, the point is, there's a lot of logic worked out, all which works fine. On the creative level, on the production level, on every level it looks fine. But as an actor, that character just wants to cry. I mean, there was a point when actors today just cry without listening. You don't know what it is. You just look at the scene, go to the line, and you know what it's all about. So yes, it definitely does it because you're doing the same thing over and over again. Now there is a very small ray of light where channels are coming up with shows where they say, okay, wrap up in 1 year. Start the show, wrap it up in a year. So I think that is interesting because then, okay, you are living with the character for the year and then you look at other work. It even happens in theatre, like, you know, if you have a show, a play that runs over 200-300 shows, an actor tends to get stagnated. But that's up to you as an actor, how you keep that actor when you are alive and try and look for new and more interesting things in that character. But if you have a show running for 2 to 3 to 4 years, basically around how many angles are you going to play? So I definitely agree with it that television is a great medium to make money. It's fantastic. It's brilliant to make money. Where acting is concerned, we need to.
My next question to follow then. Money was the factor I certainly topic down as money and came for a creative satisfaction. And my target was in the industry. I was trying to go to Balaji. I want to come to our name. Now,
Even I want to.
I'm a licensed now because as you said, you know, I'll be again doing the same job going to the office at Balaji, the studio at 9 o'clock and coming back at 10 o'clock. So, what do I do now?
No.
But generally, how do you, if I have a long-term plan for the industry, how does I plan my career?
I'll tell you. This happens to me a lot. You know, you're creating shows, you're creating stuff. I get very bored at times. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? You know what saves me from that? Genuinely theatre. Because I do a play, I'm doing a play called Black People. Okay, and trust me, I used to do probably 2 shows in 3 months at Prithvi. Those 2 shows, those 2 sensible shows would make me last 8 months of television. Because I could vent out my creative urge as an actor somewhere. You know what you need to do? I'm not saying don't do television. Please do television. Please go out there, make money, become Robin Hood's uncle. I mean, please go ahead and do it. But you need, as a person, to keep your thing alive because at one point of time, you will get bored. You have to get bored. There's no 2 ways about it. You will get bored. So the point is, at that point of time, you need to keep that little window that, okay, I'm going to keep time to myself and I'm probably going to do a short film, or I'm going to do theatre, or I'm going to do a street play, or I'm going to do writing, or I'm going to do something, because that will keep the thing alive. That's why what I'm trying to say is, don't have the attitude that, okay, I will just be an actor and I will just do this thing. No, you need to keep something alive. I mean, as I told you, I just finished work on a film. I shot for about, it's no big role, it's nothing great, but I think in over 3 months I shot for about 8 days. But I would look forward to those 8 days. So my work in television I used to be very excited and do it with full enthusiasm and do it well because, okay man, at the end of the month I'm shooting. Oh, I'm going to be shooting, I'm going to play this different character, I'm going to do this. So that keeps me alive. A lot of actors, what they do, they just close and say, nee. What happens? Theatre becomes too small a platform for them, or if you're doing film, TV becomes a too small a platform for you. I don't think anything is too small. I mean, you're an actor, damn it. Tomorrow if I make you ready actor look at the role, you should do it. You're an actor. I mean, as long as you have an audience. I mean, I really don't care whether you make me act in a school auditorium or in St. Andrews or on the road. If I have an audience, I have an actor, I'll perform. It's as simple as that. You need to keep that alive. What happens is that you become such big stars that the actor in you dies. Don't let the actor die. Become a star. Keep the actor. You know what? That's what people are doing in the film industry. I mean, Shah Rukh Khan or Salman Khan, whatever, they are coming to television. I don't know. Maybe yes, definitely the money is very attractive. No two ways about it. But I'm sure somewhere down the line it makes them feel fresh because you're traveling with a different medium altogether. So my entire thing is, I'm not saying that don't look at TV. Please look at television. Please go out there, get your talent, make the money, but keep. As every line is all the positives, there are negatives also that come with it. And right before getting into the line, be prepared for the negatives that are coming so that when the negative actually comes, you're not taken up by shock. So keep your actor alive and do different things, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of actors are good writers, right? Tampo.
Sandeep, can you give us an insider's view of the auditioning process for soaps?
Very interesting. If you are lucky, you will have somebody sitting over there who will explain to you a character and tell you what is exactly required. Otherwise, it's a script given to you. You read the script and you say it in front of the camera. I personally am very against this kind of an audition because what I'm trying to see is if the person is looking okay in front of the camera, which is important. Being comfortable on the camera is definitely important. But what is very important for me is to see whether my actor can give me the character. That is very important. In television, as I said, now things are changing, but we are basically related to 4 or 5 characters: the good boy, the man, the babu, the sass. These are 4 solid characters. So it becomes, it's trust me, it's very innovative of me when I have to meet somebody and I have to sell a role to the person and I know there's nothing in the role. It's like, I can just give an example. Listen, you're playing Mihir from Kyunki and my work is done. Or, oh, you're playing this one from and my work is done. But I try to get a little bit of a nuance or something in the character that excites me, that'll I am doing something with it. So it's basically very simple. Take the script, read it, learn it, do it as sincerely as you can from scratch. When I mean sincerely, is like, what you need to do is, do not come with preset notions. I have a lot of people when they audition, you know they are putting on an act. When you are in front of the camera, don't put on an act. Just be the way you are, be honest with the script.